What's that sound? It's For Amusement Only, the EM and Bingo Pinball Podcast.
Welcome back to For Amusement Only. This is Nick Baldridge. Tonight I wanted to talk about Bally's 1956 Big Show. Now, Big Show is a single card bingo. It has 25 numbers on the Backglass, which correspond to the 25 numbers on trap holes in the Playfield. The 26th hole is a ball return, which will bring the ball back up to the shooter lane at no penalty to the player. This game's main feature is magic squares, as with the last several games which I've talked about. It has the typical 4 quadrants of magic squares, A, B, C, and D, which are made of 4 rotating numbers that move clockwise when the player pushes a button. That feature is locked out either before 4th or before 5th, depending on which the machine grants. And this game has the Ballyhole. The Ballyhole is number 16, the center of the bingo card. If you manage to make that while the feature is lit, you get your first extra ball for free. And yes, this game has extra balls, up to 3. You have to pay in order for a chance to earn an extra ball after you've shot your initial 5 balls. This game will spot the number 2 or 18 between awarding A, B, C, and D. But the big feature, the big advancement of this game is triple deck scoring. This is the first game that featured 3 separate odds, one for each color of line on the Backglass. Now, this same orientation of lines was carried through all the rest of the games with triple deck scoring. You have red, yellow, and green, all of which can step independently. So, all 3 of these colors have their own set of 3, 4, and 5 in a row odds, going from a minimum of 4, 16, and 75, 4 for 3 in a row, 16 for 4, and 75 for 5 in a row, all the way up to 192, 480, and 600 for 5 in a row on the high end. But typically on a triple deck scoring game, the numbers fall anywhere in between. And your goal is to put 3, 4, or 5 in a row on the highest scoring line. The green lines are the hardest to hit on. Those incorporate the number 16, which, as I mentioned, is the center number, and it's the hardest number to make on the bingo playfield. The green lines run in the center column, the center row, and the primary diagonals. Your yellow lines run on column 1, column 4, row 2, and row 5. And your red lines run on row 1, row 4, column 2, and column 5. This game has one additional feature. If you have this feature lit and sink a ball into each of the 4 corners, you'll earn the displayed odds for 5 in a row in the green. So if you're unable to make a hit in the green and those odds happen to be pretty good, and for 5 in a row they're usually pretty good, then that's something additional you can shoot for. This game paved the way for a lot of the games which came after. Triple deck scoring was a very popular feature because even if you didn't make the highest return on your bet, you still won something. That's assuming, of course, that you can make numbers. Well, let's talk about the artwork. This game has a show theme, as you might imagine, being called Big Show. What's a first for this game, or unique for this game, is that you have the typical dancing women, each of which has the odds drawn into their costumes. But you also have the band members, which are also all female. At the very bottom, you have what look like marching band members playing clarinets and trumpets. And at the top, you have a lady playing a stand-up bass and a woman playing the clarinet, while another woman on the right-hand side dances. The cabinet has a trapezoidal outline, which contains multiple light bulbs around it, giving the impression of a marquee that's lit up. There's a ribbon of blue which chases all the way across the cabinet. And then the playfield has many more dancing ladies, all in various positions. In the foreground, there's a woman who is dancing on a stage with two women on a side stage. And then you have steps leading up to more dancers at the back. I think this would be a fun game to own, especially for historical context. Being the first game with triple deck scoring, it may make the Magic Squares gameplay a bit more powerful than it is even normally. So this would be a fun game to play. I think, anyway. But I think they're all fun, so what do I know? This game has a great art package and a lot of great features, which should make it a very good player. Well, that's all for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me. My name again is Nick Baldridge. You can reach me at foramusementonlypodcast@gmail.com, or you can call me on the Bingos line. That's 724-BINGOS1, 724-246-4671. You can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, via RSS, on Facebook, on Twitter at Bingo Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram, also at Bingo Podcast, or you can listen to us on our website, which is foramusementonly.libsyn.com. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.